Imagine you have to write a law or a thesis. That's a lot of work. But then you wonder, can AI do it better than I can? Also on the show, why is one of the world's biggest YouTubers turning to X, formerly Twitter, to post his new videos? Does Elon Musk want to make X the new TikTok? And it's a disturbing phenomenon, but AI-generated nude pics are surging online, and kids are using them to bully each other, even though it is illegal. These are the topics that are moving the tech world. Will you soon have to turn to X to watch your favorite creators? In January, one of the world's biggest YouTubers, Mr. Beast, dropped a video on X for the first time, instead of YouTube. This is happening as some big creators are leaving platforms like YouTube. So, can Elon Musk lure them to X? All fair and square? The tech billionaire plans to turn X into an everything app with a focus on video. To do that, he needs creators to actually post videos to his platform. And until recently, Mr. Beast wasn't too sure about that idea. He said his videos cost more to make than what he'd earn on the platform. But he'd be willing to test it once monetization is cranking. And apparently, it's cranking now. His first video on X pulled in over 160 million views, bringing in roughly 230,000 euros. However, not everyone is convinced that this happened organically. Some skeptics think Musk pulled some strings behind the scenes, pushing the video into everyone's feed. Even Mr. Beast himself said advertisers bought more ads for the video than they might have done otherwise, suspecting the video was going to be big. However, bringing popular content creators to X is still a better attempt at making it a video platform than what Musk tried so far. Last year, he allowed users to post 2-hour videos, leading to pirated movies popping up all over X. But what would Musk need to do to create the perfect video platform? Let's check out what the competition is doing right and what they struggle with. Users love short, snappy verticals. For Gen Z, TikTok is the app to turn to when searching for news, tutorials, product reviews, or recipes. With the rise of TikTok, other platforms have tried to copy its success, and that gave us Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Both worked. At the end of 2023, nearly 75% of the most watched YouTube channels were mostly producing YouTube Shorts. And on Instagram, Reels receive a lot more views each day than regular photo posts. So, vertical seems to be the way to go for X. But creators are making little money with them. The problem with short videos is that they don't make much money. The reason for that is simple. The longer the video, the more ads platforms can cram into it. That's why, while all the other platforms are pushing their short formats, TikTok is actually encouraging creators to post longer videos now, up to 10 minutes. For comparison, creators earn between 1 and 6 cents per 1,000 views on a TikTok or YouTube short, but they can make between 1 and 29 euros for 1,000 views on a long YouTube video. This is according to creators who shared their revenue. You could argue that X should still just focus on verticals because that's where the views are, but keep in mind, paying creators well usually leads to more high-quality content for us to enjoy. Okay, hold up. So, X should be focusing on long videos after all? Or is there another format that's possible? X breaking into streaming? Live streams boomed during the pandemic, and YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok all adapted to this trend by improving their live services. Musk seems to have noticed that as well, and recently hosted the first live stream on X of himself playing video games. It could be a strategic time to recruit streamers for Musk. After a series of controversial decisions by the top streaming platform Twitch, streamers are looking for new options. Some of the biggest Twitch streamers have reportedly been offered and accepted millions of euros by other platforms to stream exclusively on them. And if there's one thing that Musk doesn't lack, it's money. Just a warning, we will talk about AI-generated fake nude images of minors. Some of you may find this disturbing. AI-generated child abuse images are surging online. Some time ago, teenagers in the UK and Spain used AI to create explicit pictures of their peers, most likely to bully them. How is it possible to generate deepfakes like that in the first place? And what can you do to protect your child or yourself? Exploitative deepfakes. First, it was celebrities who became victims of porn deepfakes. But with the technology being widely available and becoming easier to use, the problem is spreading. Studies have shown that 90% of victims are women. That's a sad statistic, but kind of predictable. So what happened exactly in those British and Spanish schools? Well, UK schools have reported that students are using AI deepfake tech to bully their peers. And dozens of Spanish teenagers said they received AI-generated naked images of themselves on their mobile phones. The pictures were created using photos showing the targeted kids fully clothed. Many of the pics were sourced from the girls' social media accounts. An AI program then generated a virtual image of the person without clothes on. Police identified at least 11 local boys who either created or circulated the images via WhatsApp and Telegram. Incidents like these are not limited to Spain or the UK. They can happen anywhere in the world, to adults and kids alike. That's disturbing on so many levels. It's a crime. The kids from Spain and the UK might not have been aware of this, but creating and publishing explicit images of other minors is a crime in their countries, whether they are using AI or not. Legally speaking, we're talking about child sexual abuse material. Making, possessing, and distributing such material is illegal in many countries. The fact that the images aren't real doesn't necessarily change the fact that it's a punishable offense. For example, in another case in South Korea, a man used artificial intelligence to generate more than 300 exploitative images of children. In September 2023, he was sentenced to 2.5 years in jail. Even cartoons or other less realistic depictions are illegal in many countries. It's easy to do. It's a matter of a few clicks to create very convincing photorealistic AI content. The Spanish teenagers used an application which promises to undress any girl using AI. It emphasizes that its guidelines include age verification and obtaining consent, but it doesn't stick to them. It's a fast-growing problem. Such material threatens to overwhelm the internet. That's according to UK-based non-profit Internet Watch Foundation. 3 reasons why this is a huge problem. Firstly, AI-generated images of child sexual abuse could normalize the abuse of real children. Secondly, it could make police work harder, as law enforcement officers could find it more difficult to identify whether real children are at risk. And thirdly, AI-generated images of child abuse could heighten the risk for children in real life by encouraging pedophiles and facilitating grooming. What can you do to protect your child and yourself? Bad news first. As the Spanish case proves, any photo can be used to generate deepfake pornographic images. Be aware and inform your child that this kind of technology does exist. Prepare yourself and your child to be faced with that kind of material. And in case it happens, inform the police. The person sharing such images is committing a crime in many places in the world, no matter if the material is AI-generated or real. I think we also need more regulation on generative AI. Companies that offer AI image generators should have safeguards in place to make it impossible to create virtual nudes of someone without their consent. In October 2023, a law written by ChatGPT went into effect in Brazil, without changes. Is that a good thing? And a university in Prague, in the Czech Republic, has deemed writing a bachelor thesis pointless. That's because they can't tell if students are using AI to write it. What does it mean if AI can write as well or better than us? Brazil, AI writes law. Taxpayers should not be charged to replace stolen water meters. That's the basic gist of a new law put into place in the Brazilian city of Porto Alegre. So far, nothing special. But get this, the draft that became law was 100% AI generated. A councilman handed it in without informing his colleagues that the proposal was written by ChatGPT. It was put into effect without any changes. Porto Alegre's mayor only found out about the law's real origin via social media, when the councilman bragged about his achievement. And there are already other examples from around the globe where lawmakers used AI. In Massachusetts, USA, a Democratic senator turned to ChatGPT to help write a bill aimed at regulating AI, including ChatGPT. Could AI write better laws? Law experts at least see potential. ChatGPT may portend an even more momentous shift than the advent of the internet, states the renowned Harvard Law School in the US. But Harvard also warns of AI's potential shortcomings. ChatGPT may not fully comprehend the nuances of the law. This could get dangerous in situations that require in-depth legal analysis. But it's popular. 1 year after its release, ChatGPT had more than 180 million monthly active users. and is one of the fastest-growing consumer apps in history. It looks like artificial intelligence has already changed the way many of us write, not just in regard to legal texts, but also in academia. AI writing your bachelor thesis? If you Google bachelor thesis with ChatGPT, you'll find a lot of information on how you can use ChatGPT and other AI tools to write a scientific paper. By the way, I am not saying you should do it. Some universities have reacted with complete AI bans, but unfortunately, it's very hard to identify which texts have been written by AI. In July 2023, OpenAI, the mother company of ChatGPT, shut down its AI classifier tool. It was supposed to determine the likelihood that a text passage had been written by another AI, but it had an extremely low rate of accuracy and got it wrong 3 times out of 4. Other universities have called for more student presentations instead of writing to get around the problem. Remember the university in Prague we mentioned? It completely abolished bachelor theses for new students. That's the first move of its kind. Plagiarism has always been a problem in science. Now, AI chatbots have made it even worse. The shortcomings of AI writing. Large language models. These are AI programs that process and generate human-like language. They cannot produce anything that is not in their database. So they won't come up with new ideas or solutions, but more or less copy-paste parts of the text that they've been fed. And there's another problem. LLMs work like very sophisticated autocomplete tools. They repeatedly try to guess the next word in a sentence. In the process, they are prone to making up false information, a phenomenon sometimes called hallucination. That means all chatbots introduce false information. This ranges from about 3% in the most advanced GPT model to a rate of around 27% for one of Google's models. Wrong information in your thesis might mean you won't get a good grade, but a law based on wrong information might negatively impact millions of people. However, AI can still play a positive role here. It can help with some of the more tedious elements of lawmaking. For example, searching and citing laws that already exist. This could significantly shorten the process. The politician in Porto Alegre claims that keeping the proposal's origin a secret was intentional, and that his objective was not just to resolve a local issue, but also to spark a debate on the potential benefits of AI. That's all from me today. Bye, and see you next time.